we're live. All right. Back on the subway with Matt and the TV. How's it going, Matt?
It's going good. It's going good. I haven't made any international political gaffes today, so I'm winning.
Yay. Awesome. And you've listened to part of the previous session for the OSC. Yeah. So,
halfway through.
So you can figure out what you want to do. I would think it would kind of make sense if your like intention was to try to set up a temple or do something, in the kingdom, that you could have been away. The group could have been summoned and you could have been away on other business, and then you can just tell us, what you've been up to. If that's good with you, or if you want to just pretend you were a silent observer through that whole session, either is fine. But we can talk about that.
Okay. Yeah, let me think on that.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out by tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, so tomorrow we'll get back to old school essentials and we'll move on. I guess we're just doing them in order now, because we're moving from B3 to B4. I was contemplating a few different ones, but this one seemed to fit the most and kind of gets you guys moving and fits the most. And then other modules, it seems like I can drop them, along the way in different places and stuff. So it should be fun. There should be a lot of stuff we can get up to. And like I was saying, I was really impressed by what Goodman Games did as far as what they added to this module and keeping it in the spirit and everything. I think there's some value, even if you're not going to play it with 5e, there's some value at looking at what they did to try to update things a little bit, because they took some of the clunkiness out of those older modules and gave it some logic. I think that was the thing we were talking about the most with the Palace of the Silver Princess, is there wasn't a lot of logic in what was going on, so it had to be kind of a crazy fun house, because it's like, how are they here, what are they eating, what's going on? So they tried to answer some of that in their conversions, but of course those are, I think, because of the OGL or whatever, those are they're out of print. People are hoarding them. They're like $400, $300, $400 a piece now. So you're not going to be able to see them unless you can get a PDF. But I really, I'm just really impressed by how much work they put in to doing that, because, people flip that kind of stuff on drive-through all the time. They do 5e conversions of any, old stuff, even if they don't have the rights to it. And, so there's a lot of conversion guides to classic modules, but they really did a product of love and commissioned a lot of artwork too. That was the thing I was impressed with, is they added a lot of artwork, because that's the one thing. There's a lot of visual stuff in the Lost City in B4, and there's no art for it. So I was like, all right, well, I'll explain this as well as I can, but it'd be so cool to see some classic old school illustrations. So we've got some of that now. So
nice.
Good. All right. So what have you been up to? Any IRL board gaming or anything in your...
Yeah, finally had a Saturday board game day. Been a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Will's still alive, for those of you who know him.
Awesome.
No, it's cool. We played this cooperative game called Vantage, which is a big sandboxy kind of exploration game by Stonemeyer Games, the people that did Scythe.
Right.
And it's really unique, because it's kind of like if you had a hex crawl sort of game without a map. Everything's cards, and the whole idea is you are survivors of some kind of spaceship calamity, and you land on different parts of this planet. So you start with a location card, and you're nowhere near the other people. And the game begins, and there's some kind of basic goal to win the game. And then as you play, you can develop like an epic goal to win the game. So there's like win or win mucho.
Right. Oh, cool.
And the cards are cool because they have like a really cool, really beautiful landscape art, and some flavor text, and then actions you can take on the card to explore it or manipulate the area or something. And then there's this little compass in the corner, and some of the compass points point to a number, which is like an entry in a book, and some of the compass points don't, and it's total mystery. And navigating those compass points, like moving from card to card, you can sort of start to try to figure out where the other players are. And then if you can get to the same card as the other players, then you can start doing things together, moving together, taking actions together and stuff. Right. And we won with an epic victory, and we never regrouped, which was hilarious. But it's super sandboxy, and there's like a billion cards and a million entries in these books for story and flavor or whatever. So it seems to have a lot of different replay opportunities.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so, that's important.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. It was pretty neat. Didn't seem particularly difficult, which is usually like in a cooperative game. I'm all about it being really hard, because if it's not, you get that pandemic thing, which I don't know if you've ever had that, where somebody just runs the game, basically.
right. You go here, you do that.
Like the alpha player thing, which is just infuriating to me. Like, I won't play Pandemic because of that. But this one's really smart, because even though it's not really that hard, they separate the players, and you have no idea where the other players are, really. So it would be really hard for someone to try to do the alpha player thing, you know?
That's cool.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Yeah, I've seen that game, and I've heard positive stuff about it. I like the look of it, but Stone Meyer is okay. They make good quality stuff, but they've been a little bit of a bully. Sometimes. Yeah. Picking on smaller publishers and stuff, and I don't know. So I got a little bit of a bad taste about them. And there's a couple people obsessed with Scythe that it's just like, it's okay. There were a ton of games like that when that thing was released. Yeah. We
played the hell out of Scythe when it was new, but it only took like half a dozen plays, and then it was kind of like,
Yeah.
It feels like you're just kind of going to do the same thing every time. And it has that wonderful art. The artist's name. I forget the artist's name, but it's the same kind of thing that happened with Free League and that other artist, what's that guy's name?
Yeah, the Tales from the Loop guy.
After the Flood, Tales of the Flute. Yeah. It's the same idea, right? This guy made this cool art, and someone just said, let's make a game out of this.
Yeah.
So all the art is really neat and engaging, but the game itself, it's weird because it has it's couched in such military kind of stuff. But the game, like, if you play it, like, controlling territory doesn't really matter that much. And, it's kind of like, it's very much a Eurocentric game with a war game skin on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true.
Like, I mean, it's fun. It's not a bad game, but we haven't, since we binged played it, we haven't really ever tried to go back to it.
Right.
But I'd love that guy's art. Like, I'd love a coffee table book or something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
that guy who does really good stuff.
Good stuff. Yeah, definitely.
And I might talk them into playing Broken Empires.
Oh, that'd be great.
Saturday, since we're down to only getting to play like once a week at best. So might be getting that going, because we're supposed to get the PDF for that, in the next few weeks. Apparently.
Oh, nice. Oh, that'd be great. Yeah. Very cool.
Maybe I'll do like a PDF little flip through kind of video or something.
Yeah. No, that'd be fun. Yeah, to see how things turned out, because we talked a bunch of mechanics, and Trevor had a lot of like really nice insight, like what had to go, like what he really wanted to be in there, but you got to cut that, some kind of things that they did to really make it tight. So yeah, it'd be nice to see what the final product is. Cool. All right.
What about you? What have you been doing? Been playing anything with Chris?
No. Chris is been real busy. We're supposed to have a another blackout session, and I'm getting hardware painted. Got a couple of factions painted, and got some my Chronopias going. My dwarves are getting all painted up. But some bad news. We got an update from was it Spiel, the German company that handled this crowdfunding. They're handing it off to a UK company, so they're not going to do the retail or anything, any further support. So I hope something still happens with this game. At least I hope that they release digital files if they're just going to kind of abandon the game, because UK retail is a little bit easier to get in Japan, but it's a smaller company that they're handing it off to that doesn't have I don't think the distribution reach. I don't know. I didn't look so much into them, but they said that the new era for the game, they're handing it off. So maybe they had a kind of a grueling production time. They had some slowdowns because they did a COcast for the miniatures, and I think they had some technical problems. I had to resculpt some stuff and everything to get it to work well. The miniatures look great, and they did a really nice job because they're all just based on the Adrian Smith illustrations from Chronopia in the 90s. So they're great. They look exactly like his stuff. I hope so. That means the game's probably not going to get a lot of support. There's not going to be tournaments or anything, unless this company is, unless it's going to be their main thing. I don't know. That may be a factor. But yeah, I was really looking forward to playing some Chronopia again, because those are the miniatures that kind of disappeared. I think the master, the molds and the masters of those kind of got damaged or disintegrated before Target Games could hand them off. The Mutant Chronicles stuff is kind of still active, the old metal stuff from Heartbreaker, but the Chronopia stuff is long gone, so it's few and far between. So it was nice to see these resculpts and everything. But yeah, I don't know. That was kind of bad news. They're handing it off, and I don't know what that means, because I had a lot of passion. The group that was working on the crowdfunding was really passionate and did a lot of updates and everything while things were not going well. So big respect for that. But yeah, no, nothing in person. And just been making a lot of tokens for Old School Essentials.
Oh, nice.
So hopefully we'll have everything we need. I'm sure I'll still need to make some on the fly, but and we'll try the Dungeon Scribe again and see if we can draw the map, as we go. I'll try a little different texture or something so it doesn't look exactly the same. But that seemed to go okay. Better than fussing with the Fog of War. Mechanics in Roll20.
That is a good solution when it's working right. It's a good solution for for the whole Fog of War thing.
Yeah, if it actually refreshes. Yeah, and this won't be. What's that?
Oh no, I was just going to say, you just reminded me that Broken Empires is going to have a Foundry module.
Oh, nice.
So I might have to learn Foundry.
Cool. Yeah. No, I can help you out, and if we have trouble connecting to you, I've got a tunneler that will help us. All get to the same server. So, or I can even host it here if you don't want to deal with the technical problems of it. I can host it here, but you can log in as the game master, so we can even do it that way. Yeah,
that'd work.
Can even do it that way.
Hey, after the end of the news talk today, when we come back to chat, we got to talk about the Dune trailer.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, that got me excited, and it's crazy. It's going to come out the same day as that Marvel movie, the Doomsday, and it's got the IMAX. It's got priority for IMAX, so it's got the IMAX screens for that opening weekend. So I think Disney's in trouble. I don't think that movie's going to go well if you can't see it in IMAX.
I wonder if they'll blink and move the dates.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but yeah, that got me excited. It made me want to go right back to Dune. I was like, shit, there's a lot of cool stuff we could do in that campaign now. Good stuff. Yeah. We'll talk Dune after the cast. All right. So good to see everybody in the chat. Yeah, Calarion. And that Matt guy is here in the chat too. How is it possible? 2 places at once.
Bitching about my pinched nerve. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. Okay. So, yeah, let's get started for this week. Welcome to the weekly. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Matt.
And this week on the weekly, 7th C, 3rd edition, DreadBall All-Stars, some more from Mantic, Warmachine FronTier, so a digital release for Warmachine, and last and least, Tunnels and Trolls, A New Age. Boom, boom. Yeah. So let's start with something fun. So yeah, 7th C is getting a 3rd edition. So they're on Kickstarter now. This is not through Chaosium, who handled the 2nd edition. This is Studio Agate, which is, I guess, a French company, and this is going to run until April 9th, and they were fully funded very quickly. So this is a loved IP. I think the Chaosium 2nd edition, people weren't big fans of. I read a lot of like negative stuff about it. They changed too much, and they changed the setting, and they changed too much. But John Wick, the original creator of the iconic swashbuckling franchise, I guess handed it over to Chaosium because he was managing it. What was the originally at AEG? So Alderac, Alderac Entertainment Group did the 1st edition with John Wick, and this edition is being licensed through Chaosium. So I guess they still own the rights to it, and they licensed it out to Studio Agate. So this new edition advances the timeline a little bit by 10 years. So you're in 1678. And they're going to shift maybe some, geopolitical balances, some new factions, and kind of evolve the setting. So we'll see if it makes people happy or unhappy to have a kind of a refreshed setting. So they're going to overhaul the focus. The overhaul focus is mostly on pacing to make it dramatic and cinematic. And they're doing a modernized keep and roll system. So you have 2 different color D10s. And also wound dice. So when you're attempting something, you're rolling a wound die, and that's going to be, if it goes wrong, the damage or the consequence that you're going to take, representing consequences or damage. So yeah, it's a so kind of a success-based threshold. You get a D10 die pool with different colors, and you keep the die that meet the GM's set difficulty for whatever you're attempting to do. So this is the classic 1st edition math. They're kind of changing it a little bit. But a core book will set you back $47 US, and that's a 200-page rulebook, hardcover rulebook with everything you need to create heroes and run campaigns. But then there's also a secret of the 7th Seas Game Master's Guide. So detailing the 1678 setting, kind of what they've changed or kind of move forward with, secret societies, major organizations, and mysteries. There will also be a starter box, so similar to what Free League does. They're also going to do a starter box, an entry-level kit with pre-gen characters, an introductory adventure, and a GM screen, and then PDFs of everything. If you want to just go all digital, the PDF collection is $70, but that's everything that they're releasing in digital version. The essentials will be physical prints of everything, about 105 US, and then deluxe and collectors box sets will be anywhere from 187 to 280, but they're going to have resin dice, metal hero coins, cloth maps, nation pins, all that kind of good stuff to make it deluxe and collectible. So yeah, if you're fans of the setting, that's the thing though. I hope they give you enough information so that you know what they did with the setting. So if you're a fan of 1st edition and you want to go in on this and you're like, I don't even want to play this now. They nerfed my favorite faction, or whatever happens. But yeah, so this was originally a D20 era swashbuckling. I think one of the first kind of swashbuckling games. So original creation was 1999 for AEG, and the fantasy setting of Thea, like a fantasy analog of 17th century Europe. Mechanics were first edition. That's what was the problem. First edition did the keep and roll D20 system based on their Legend of the Five Rings, but then the 2D20 era happened, and they released the Swashbuckling Adventures, which used D20. So, and then ultimately AEG stopped producing 7C altogether around 2005. And then, so in 2016, they kickstarted, John Wick kickstarted the second edition. So it was John Wick Presents 7th Sea second edition to get that name recognition out there. A $2.8 million Kickstarter, so a really big crowdfunder in 2016, but people weren't crazy happy about it. It introduced a narrative kind of cinematic system and went back to the D10 die pool, but separating them into sets called raises, and these raises were spent to accomplish actions and overcome consequences. And then a little bit of financial struggle when they stopped producing the game, and then they were acquired by Chaosium. So after that big success, I guess I didn't read anything about them not fulfilling, so I guess they were able to fulfill. The game second edition got out there, but then they were acquired by Chaosium, who holds the rights to this day. So Chaosium absorbed John Wick as creative director at the time of the takeover, and I guess maybe they needed them for the fulfillment, because it sounds like at the tail end of fulfillment for that crowdfunder, Chaosium stepped in. So they were able to successfully publish all the promised books, and they manage the IP to this day. So do you have any memories of 7th Sea or any...
Only the fringe of it. Will the first edition of this, Will bought like everything he could get his hands on for. And that was so long ago. I want to say we made characters, but we never actually played. So I have like vague sort of memories of like the world, and every faction or area that you could be from was pretty much a European analog. I don't remember if I don't think I played it, so I don't have like an opinion of whether the original version captured swashbuckling adventure like they always talk about. So I am very curious to see if this new version does that, because I think I read in the Kickstarter blurb that it's like you roll two 10-sideds that are different colors. Does that sound right? And then like one is like your actual, like whether you succeed, and the other one is damage or mishap or something. Sort of like they're trying to build a narrative into the one die roll kind of thing, which could be cool. I think a lot of us have learned the hard way from Star Wars and Genesis that it could also be extremely cumbersome. So as long as they moderate that, and it's not having to read the bones on every damn roll, it could be cool. Swashbuckling, it needs to have like lots of options. I feel like you need to feel like your character could swing from the chandelier if they wanted to, could do weird stuff like walk down the plank and then jump up over everyone, and all that kind of stuff. So it has that cool. I've always liked the look of the game. I was looking at the art on the Kickstarter. And it's pretty nice. Some of it reminds me of the old stuff, but then like some of it looks very different. It looks almost more I don't know, almost like who those guys, Two Little Mice, almost like some of their stuff.
I could see that.
But of the Kickstarters we're talking about today, I think this is the one I'm most interested in seeing how it's doing. Also very interested because it's also interesting to look at. Well, not DreadBall or Warmachine, but 7C Tunnels and Trolls, and the one that's not actually on here, but I'm sure we can talk about after the show, is the Cyberpunk one.
Right.
All kind of similar time frame of when they're going to be up.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
But the difference in backers and money taken in, oh my gosh, it's ridiculous, the scale that this goes from one to the next to the next.
Right.
It's like the Tunnels and Trolls to this one is like a factor of 4, and then this one to the Cyberpunk one, I don't even know the multiplication on that one. It's big.
Yeah, they want big bucks for that. Yeah, so,
I think this is the one that I'm really rooting for, though. I hope they do good.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and they're already at 344,000, so they'll probably, do 500,000. They probably won't do 2.3 million because I don't think there's the anticipation. People aren't waiting for the new edition like they were for second edition. But and it's handled by Chaosium as well. They're licensing it, so they're probably going to help them. Or they're probably got some cooperation for fulfillment and stuff, so they're going to have it'll get to you, so you don't have to worry. It's not a mystery. If you haven't heard of Agate before, it's not a mystery company that could just disappear. Sound like they're pretty serious about getting it out there. So we'll see how that goes. But I agree. I think this is the one that looks most interesting and looks the most playable. So speaking of that, this is a big variety too, because that's the tabletop. The tabletop game on Kickstarter, and another Kickstarter would be DreadBall. So DreadBall is the sci-fi version, kind of like a sci-fi fantasy Blood Bowl, and it's even made by the original creator of Blood Bowl. So everybody that left Games Workshop went over and either did something for Warlord or something for Mantic. And so we have now DreadBall All-Stars. So this is a standalone game in the same universe. And it's, Mantic, it's their original IP. So I can understand maybe them wanting to take it to crowdfunding, because you don't really have there's not a huge, DreadBall following. I think it might have, I've heard it's got good mechanics. It's very playable, but it doesn't have the appeal. It doesn't have the IP appeal that Blood Bowl, that, Games Workshop fantasy setting does, and a little less of a sense of humor. It's a little more bland. So this feels a little bit more like a pre-order than I hope they can get it funded. But so this game is designed by Jervis Johnson, Alessio Cavatore, and with art by Stefan Kopinski. And it's so more of a standalone board game, because this is a more rules light version of the game. So it's not going to be as crunchy, and it's going to just be more jump in and play like a board game. So it doesn't require previous versions of DreadBall. Maybe probably not even the old miniatures are going to be usable if they've changed factions or teams. But it's described by Johnson as a full contact version of NBA basketball. So maybe like that game they played on Battlestar Galactica. So you got a little steel volleyball you're running around with. You're wearing pads, kind of like pads like American football, but you're running around with a metal ball. But they're doing several modes for this. Different boards will come with the game, so different configurations, and then a Battle Royale mode for 3 to 6 players. So usually it's just 1v1. It's a 2-player game, and so we'll see. They're talking about to streamline the action. It's more tactical play, because you take turns activating, and then you have a lot of options for the coaches. The players have a lot of options. They came up with unique teams with kind of unique tactics or sensibilities. They're giving you the multiple arenas, the Battle Royale, and they also have a championship play, which is designed for like doing an ongoing tournament, so you can get people all excited and in there. So and they're more reasonable with the pledge levels, because it's Mantic. They've done this before. They're not going to do any stretch goals for this crowdfunder, because the game is what it is. They didn't want to like take stuff out of the box and say earn it, get it back in. So that's why it feels a little bit more like a pre-order, because the game's not going to grow. You're not going to get anything different than you would get at retail if you just waited. So that's that's kind of, I don't know if that's a misuse of crowdfunding, but it's I guess it minimizes the risk. Like they're getting the pre-orders, they're not getting the overproduction, the creep of production expense. So this campaign will conclude on April 9th. And just looking at the teams, it's like, I think this is the thing that Mantic always has, is their stuff is just a little too bland, compared to, and Games Workshop is getting that way as well. Their stuff is getting real boring and samey. They introduce these new characters. It's like, is that the same guy? Did they just digitally swap a head and some decoration on the same power armor? So it's feeling really samey, but these don't have a lot of flair. It seems like you'd have to go either, I don't know, super generic so that people could put their own kind of stuff into it, or really wacky so that it stood out and had a recognizable personality or style in the game. It just seems like generic sci-fi ball, sci-fi sports ball.
I'm looking at it right now, and the first team they show you, the Juggernauts, kind of a space orc vibe there. Which is something worth noting. Like, this is sci-fi. Whereas traditional Blood Bowl was more linked to Warhammer Fantasy. But what I did notice about the teams is they kind of look multi-species in some cases. Like, which is not a Blood Bowl thing very much.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Especially a couple at the end here have got, like, it looks like every team has some kind of tank character, apparently.
Right.
And one team has the one that looks like a armored up gorilla.
Yeah.
But then there's like humans and other weird aliens all on the same team. So that's a little different. The robots, some of the teams have robots on them that look like they look more unique than the other pieces for the most part.
Yeah, and it doesn't, I guess, DreadBall is its own universe, so it doesn't overlap with their sci-fi setting, so their Warpath setting, I guess, because there's just space dwarfs, space orcs, whatever. So that seems like a missed opportunity, because you could come up, you do named characters and do things, so that, and if you don't have an all same species team, then you're not getting somebody that plays dwarves or somebody that plays vermin or orcs to want to buy a team, because that's what they play in Mantic's other game. So it seems like a little bit of a missed opportunity. And I'm always a little cautious, especially when they're making something that's like, this is a board game. The quality of Mantic's miniatures, it's gotten a lot better, but it's still very board gamey when they want it to be.
Yeah.
So it makes them hard to paint. They're a little light on the detail, and
and they're I guess the other advantage to having a more species-based team is, if it's a universe that people are familiar with, it's like a shorthand, right? If you're a Warhammer player and someone shows you like, oh, here's an Orc Blood Bowl team and here's a Skaven Blood Bowl team, you're kind of gonna know what the shtick of those teams are.
Yes, right.
Where these, when it's like a multi-species team with, I guess, a relatively untapped universe. I don't know. Apologize to the big DreadBall fans out there.
Right.
It's going to be harder. You're going to have to actually read about each team and make a decision about which style sounds cooler to you.
No, that's true. I think they missed that opportunity to have that shorthand of like, oh, these guys are going to be slow and big and hard, and the dwarves are going to be tough, and the goblins are going to be fast and wacky, and just
some of the modeling. So, some of the modeling does, I think, look like it might tell you a little story about what that team's about. The Juggernauts are all giant guys, and
right.
The jet guys all look like, I don't know, sort of Gundam-y or Tau-looking dudes. That's kind of suggests that they either fast or they fly. So I guess there's a little bit of shorthand, but I could see that being a challenge.
Yeah, I'm not sure, because 3rd edition of Blood Bowl just came out recently. I'm not sure how well that actually did. There's a pretty serious Blood Bowl scene here in Japan. A lot of the foreigners, a lot of expats here, get their teams together and they do like organized seasons and stuff. Something that a lot of Brits, involved. But I didn't see. There's still copies of it on the shelves at the Warhammer stores, so I don't think it blew anybody away. And I'm not even sure if Japan plays it very much, but it's a popular pastime at pubs that'll take you in Japan. But so this is if that didn't have a lot of traction, I can't imagine this is going to get a lot of traction either. And it's always Mantic is trying to fill in the gaps, and Games Workshop has been filling all those gaps. Like they didn't have Space Dwarves. There was no Space Dwarves in the 40K setting. Now there are. So having Space Dwarves doesn't mean anything for Mantic's Warpath, the way that it did. And having Space Rats in Mantic's sci-fi universe doesn't mean anything, because there's never going to be Space Rats in 40K. But and that's what they're trying to do with this. It's like, let's do our version of Blood Bowl, but it's sci-fi. And so they didn't do that, did they? And like, okay, that's true. They didn't, and I guess it's like, if you're going to do that, like really, really take advantage of that and offer something that Games Workshop would never do. Not just like, here's the, kind of, we have Blood Bowl at home version. I don't know. They've had a lot of missed opportunities where they could have, taken a bigger stake and gotten some better attention when they didn't. But yeah, I've still got a little soft spot for Mantic.
They're trying.
Yeah. Keep on doing it.
This very narrow genre of games I've always wondered, because there's Blood Bowl, there's DreadBall, which honestly I'd heard of DreadBall, but I didn't know nothing about it. But there was that other one. I don't know I think they went completely free, like they put up all their files or something. What was that other one called? It was another one of these fantasy football-y kind of games. I think they're based in Canada. Damn, I feel like we talked about them on the channel when they decided to stop making it.
Maybe. Guild Ball. Are you talking about
Guild Ball?
Guild Ball, yes. Yeah, that's right. They're all digital. Yeah. Steamforge did their own Guild Ball. Yeah. That's all digital now. You can get the 2-player starter set digitally completely for free. Yeah, now.
So it's a weird, real niche thing, like, because those are the only 3 I can think of. There's probably others that have tried, but it always seems like, that's kind of looks fun, but then you never hear anybody talk about they play it.
Right. Right.
Like, I bought the first edition. I think it was the first edition Blood Bowl, the one that came with that foam board.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought that one back in the day and tried to get people to play, and I think we played a couple times, but you couldn't get anyone to turn it into like their hobby game.
Right.
So I've always kind of wondered about these games. Like, these always feel like they're more in this board game space than the war game space.
Yeah, I think so.
And it might do better that way if you took kind of the hobby component out of it. But
right. Yeah,
to each their own.
Yeah, that's true. That's an interesting point, though. It's like, Mantic has a little bit of the hobby in there, so it's not a board game. You can't, because they don't even. I'm not sure. I don't think they do colored plastic. I think Games Workshop does do colored plastic. So a team will come in a plastic that's kind of the color of that team. So you could just cut it out and glue it together and play it. Like, it's faster to the table. I think DreadBall is all gray plastic. So you can't just, throw it out on the table and even be able to tell the teams apart. Which I think is a thing that they have to kind of decide. You are creating a barrier by making it a hobby game and not just a board game. And Mantic does both. So it's interesting they're doing a rules light, faster play version of this, but they're still leaving enough of the hobby in there that people are going to be like, well, I can't just, get this for my kid because he's not going to build the minis. Yeah.
They did go with team specific sets of dice, though.
Oh, of course. Yes. You gotta get those in there. Roll the color. Yeah. Yeah. And the nice thing, and I think the thing that people like about Blood Bowl is you kind of make your own teams. You kind of come up with your own team colors. You can go with the generic thing but you got the faction or you got the race, and you can just go with whatever. Some people come up with original stuff, and then you get real connected to your team. I think the best sports miniature game, and it is a very board gamey because it's hex based, but Aristea by Corvus Belli is the most fun as far as playing, because it's, Infinity is such a serious tactical game, and this is just a wacky, fun, you die, you come back kind of thing, like you respawn into the game. So it's a real fun kind of tactical sporty game, and they took full advantage of making it light and doing stupid stuff in a very serious universe, because it is in the Infinity universe. Yeah, so that's fun. And I think if it is like an entertainment sport, you want it to go pro wrestling or something a little silly and theatrical, and they did that definitely with Aristea. It's got great models and great tactics and strategies and abilities for the teams, and it's really that's a great kind of sci-fi sports game if you want to try something. I think there's a digital version they just released of that too. So both Blood Bowl and Aristea have actual video games, like PC versions.
So this one does fit nicely. It's similar time frame to some of these other Kickstarters we've talked about. And this one does, like, in terms of number of backers and money, it fits kind of like right between Tunnels and Trolls and 7C.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's definitely Mantic. Yeah, that's right. It's exactly in the middle there. Yeah. It's funny, but they've got some pretty dynamic posing for Mantic minis. So that's good to see that they're so maybe their stuff's getting a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, if the gray plastic models they show at the bottom, if they're not just renders and they're really, they look pretty good. The little robot on the rolly ball thing, he's awesome. I want to use that in, like, Star Frontier.
Yeah, right, yeah. That'd be a good character. All right. Well, where are we now? So there's before we get to the heartbreaking ending of this cast, let's talk a little bit about what Warmachine is doing. So Steamforged Games took over production and kind of moving forward with Warmachine, and they have a subscription service, like $10 a month, and you get miniatures that are for the kind of legacy play, so not the prime rule set play, and a lot of scattered terrain and terrain pieces and stuff that are themed for the existing armies, as well as an alternative sculpt of some of the main characters, like the casters of the main characters in forces. So it's a really nice thing that they did. Now they're doing a FronTier, which is basically like a crowdfunding, kind of 14-day. So it's a short-term crowdfunding that has tiers, like a Kickstarter, and you can pledge to get different things. Because it's on My Mini Factory, of course, you're pledging for all digital files, but you do get digital files and digital rule books. And what they're doing is they're releasing 3 of the popular factions from the Mark III edition, for like 3rd edition of Warmachine. So right now we're at the Mark IV rule set. They're giving you updated rules and allowing you to play. So the new rules, I think, are called Elite. Is it? I'm screwing up. Prime. Prime are the current rule set is Prime, and they're updating these models and making available armies that weren't playable before with the new rule set in this rule set, statting them all out. And they're giving you not the entire army, but everything that would work kind of in this new world. So it breaks the, I think it breaks the lore or the setting a little bit, because some of these things were wiped out in the events of this new edition, but it's letting you play them. So what they're bringing back are the Grimkin, the Infernals, and the Convergence of Cyrus. So a kind of a twisted kind of Halloween faction, a kind of demonic faction, and then this like alien robotic faction. Great looking models. They updated all the sculpts. Not severely, but they've all been made digital. Some of the characters that I think were from even White Metal days got an update so that they will sit a little bit better. They have better connections to bases and stuff. But the thing that they're so I think people were happy to see this, and these are going to go to retail. So after this FronTier, after this kind of short-term crowdfunding, they're going to go just on the My Mini Factory page that you can buy individual models. Right now, they're selling you single armies, an all-in bundle, or a starter pack of each of these factions. And so totally, there's like 140 STLs, 140 miniatures. It's a lot because some of them are like Colossus, like these like giant Titans size things. So you get some pretty big miniatures that, if they were printed out, would cost probably a couple $100 by themselves if you bought them, already printed. But it's hard to price this stuff. And they did something a little odd where they tried to explain, okay, get it now because the army price is cheaper than buying it all at retail. The all-in bundle is much cheaper than going all in at retail. And the starter packs are a little bit cheaper than going when they're going to go to retail. But they put the two prices. So they didn't give any incentive. So people that have been loyal and subscribing to their digital service on My Mini Factory already get nothing. And they made it really weird where they said, if you buy this now, you'll save $400, but the subscribers save $100. It's like, what? So they did this really weird wording where they're like, yeah, because the subscribers will get 50% off. Like you get 50% off in the digital store. They didn't say that anywhere, but they had this really confusing verbiage where if you've been subscribed to us, you get a lesser discount. What's going on? Yeah, it's so silly. It didn't make any sense why they were not making something for people that have been loyal to them, because I think they're one of the biggest subscription service. I think they call it a tribe. They're the biggest tribe on My Mini Factory because of the brand recognition. So to not do something for those subscribers, to just say, yeah, if this goes to retail, you get 50% off like you always do, was kind of weird. Yeah. So this is just like a discounted pre-order. And it's, some people are like frustrated that some of their favorite miniatures from back in the day aren't going to be included, but they just don't work in the rule set, I think is what the idea is. But if you compare a single army, and I don't think I've got the piece counts, but it's like between 40 and 50 models, a single army for $150 is like a spearhead or the starter force that Games Workshop sells. I mean, you still have to print them out, but you're getting the entire range that's going to be produced for this version of the rules for this army. So it's pretty impressive. I mean, what they're doing has some value, and being able to get those models out there, and the fact that they're just going to go, individually back into the store once this is over, they're going to be available forever in this way, as long as they exist, as long as Steamforge keeps running this thing. So yeah, people are complaining about the price. So it's hard to see value in this digital stuff still. I think people don't want to compare, one to one. And so how do you feel about that? Like when you see digital stuff, and I guess like more in the sense of like a PDF or a physical book, it's like the PDF needs to be a lot less than the physical book, right? So yeah. Mm-hmm. So you really feel like with this digital stuff, if they want to make it pretty close to how they're going to sell the miniatures, because I think they may sell these, they may actually go to physical. Okay. You may go to physical sets, because I think the way that they produce them is they're kind of, they can do more runs and made to order. But yeah, so the comments immediately were just like, this is insane. I'm canceling my subscription to your digital service. These prices are outrageous. I can't believe this. I can't believe this. But you've got to, like, it's that thing where if you price it so that it's worthless, then people are going to think of it. You're going to hurt the value of the game and the IP if you just have these like discount prices on, and here's an army for $20, and the digital hoarders will just put it in there on their hard drives, be like, I have a big Warmachine collection of STLs. It's weird. So right now we haven't really figured out this this digital miniature thing, because people do not want to pay. And Trench Crusade ran into this same thing, and I think that's why they're going to physical models is just because, people don't want to pay $50, for 10 digital files. It's like, that's expensive. It just doesn't feel, appropriate.
It's STLs too. It's weird because they're still the kind of like on the frontier of gaming stuff. Like, I thought PDFs, the whole PDF thing was figured out like a long time ago. Like, PDFs were always, if you just bought a PDF of a game, it was always noticeably less than the hard copy. And as long as your company's name isn't Wizards of the Coast,
right?
When you bought a hard copy, you could probably expect to get the PDF with it.
Right.
And now companies don't seem to know where they're at with that, because there's some companies not named Wizards of the Coast now are charging almost as much for their PDFs as they are for their hard copies.
Digital first.
Others. Others are still doing you buy my book, I'll give you the PDF, which is great. I feel like that should be part of it, but especially because printing hard copies, like hard copy costs keep going up and up and up. So I just look at the mess that's in all of a sudden recently, and then I look at STLs, which I still don't even understand that area because I don't have a 3D printer. So, like, to me, it's something that's still, no one even knows how to value their STLs that they sell, it seems like to me. But, and I get the impulse that they have of like, look, we paid someone to design this damn thing. We should get some money for it. I get that, but you're not spending any money outside of design and I guess you could argue marketing, but that's it, right? That's, once you have that, you're done. So there's no way that the price shouldn't be noticeably less than buying a physical thing.
Right.
And I say that in full ignorance of the STL economy. That just seems like common sense to me.
Yeah, I think that there's expense because they usually need to release a supported version because not everybody wants to do supports and mess with each individual figure. Some people want them to be as perfect as possible, so they do their own supports, but usually you have to sell unsupported and supported versions. So there is cost. You have to get a company to do that, and because they have to test it. They have to actually do the supports, test it digitally, and then probably do a test print as well to make sure that this is, working well. And I think the problem with, and then it's the eternal problem with digital, is that they want to charge a higher price because if you're doing something digital, once it's out there, it's free forever. You can copy paste it infinitely. So they've got to get something for doing this digital release. So if they do it really cheap, they're going to make a lot less money. Like I just said, okay, everybody gets a $10 army, and these are files I know you wanted. We spent some money on it, but we want to get people playing, get the game out there. But then they're just, these files don't really have much value to this company, so let's just trade them anyhow. I mean, if you're pirating something, only because you want to take advantage, is telling a company to go screw themselves, that sucks. If you downloading something that you shouldn't be downloading to actually see as a preview because they were incapable of giving you a decent taste of what the rule book is like or what the miniatures are going to look like or whatever, then that is serving a purpose. And I think there's a real weird, there's that gray area where you kind of need to do that. Like PDFs need to be out around there. People need to be able to get their hands on them so they can kind of see, okay, yeah, this looks like a good game. I would definitely want to support this. I definitely want to play this. And then you support it. But you're just having to blindly, invest in certain stuff is difficult. So that's this weird thing that digital is filling, this weird area. And they haven't figured it out. And also they haven't figured out, 3D printing. I don't think anybody can casually get into it. It's not a thing. You need the space, and you need to learn a lot more than you probably ever wanted to about certain chemistries and things.
Just quick on the piracy thing. I feel like you're going to have a small segment that's always going to steal the stuff anyway.
Right.
And you can't really protect against them. That's in tilting at windmills. It's a pointless battle.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
But what you can do is be a well-intentioned company who does their best and presents pricing structures that people can look at and say, that is clearly a savings compared to buying it a physical thing. Right. And if you do that, I think people who maybe the part-time pirates are more likely to give you money.
Yeah. Right.
Because I think there are people out there who kind of do the pirating thing, kind of like you mentioned, to like stick it to the man.
Yeah.
and I actually sympathize with the intention there. It's a scale, though. I think some people use that as an excuse. Whereas if you can point to a really just horrible policy from a company, then okay, maybe it's a little more justified. But really, companies that communicate well, appreciate their customers, and show that appreciation in like their communication and their marketing, and then don't do outrageous pricing structures, they're gonna kill off the pirating problem. At least half of the pirating problem, just like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I think that's true. And it actually, it is a kind of gray market advertising. People do buy stuff that they have just acquired for free. Their friend sends them a PDF, a copy of their PDF that they shouldn't have because and they see it and they're like, oh, I want this book. This is, So it does serve that function. And I don't think that's ever really recognized because companies just are looking at raw numbers or they're terrified about that idea that they're releasing something that they can't control. And so this is interesting. And they made some interesting decisions about the armies, and they gave you the rules to play them in the current version of the game. But yeah, I was really surprised how just immediately the reaction was like, fuck these prices. It's outrageous. Like, well, but they're out there now. Like this is the last chance they're going to have to do this kind of sell them on this scale. And yeah, if you want to support this, so you basically are deciding whether you want to support this company, this game or not, buy this. And it's not outrageous like something else we'll talk about. It's not outrageous in pricing. Yeah. So interesting. And I'm glad to see they're doing this. I am unfortunately going to wait until they go to the regular store because I get 50% off, and they're not these bundles aren't wowing me in their ability. And also too, I don't think I would ever print every single model for the army, so I don't have a dedication. These aren't any of the factions that I ever played, so I don't have any attachment to them. So if I did, maybe I would want all the models, but even if I want to play some of these factions, I wouldn't want to print every single model available in it, so I can do it kind of piecemeal and build an army, slowly over time. If in fact, Chris did say that she would play, so I'm holding her to that. If I print a couple of Warmachine forces, but yeah, it's one of those things where it's just like, yeah, they're figuring it out. They're figuring out, and based on the response for this, they'll kind of know, maybe what they need to do next, and maybe do it one army at a time and give you a lot of different options. And yeah, I don't know, we'll see. But it's nice to see. Yeah.
Can I ask a quick question? Because I've never played Warmachine. I have like vague memories of going to this game store that used to be here locally that would host events, seeing people play, but this was a long time ago. Mm-hmm. Is there like another game in the same world? Like,
there's an RPG set in the world. Oh yeah, that's right. No, yeah, back in the day, there were two games by Privateer Press. One was Warmachine, and one was Hordes, and they kind of they were similar because but Warmachine was, kind of steampunk and magic casters, and Hordes was monsters, like big monsters, little monsters, kind of horrific, creatures. And they ended up, I think by second edition, making the rules kind of compatible with each other. So people refer to it as Warma Hordes a lot of time. So the older versions had both, and now they're just kind of it's the same thing now. Now it's all kind of Iron Kingdoms setting. But yeah, they did separate because I think they were using slightly, like it was different mechanics, different systems. Like you're building up rage as opposed to building up magic tokens and stuff. So they started out as a little bit different. Yeah, Warmachine and Hordes were the two games in this setting, and they kind of just slowly merged and are played together now. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yes, so giving you some options. So yeah, we'll see. They're doing a good job so far. Steamforge, they haven't been, they haven't disappointed or had any big scandals in the quality of the stuff that they're doing or whatever. And it's cheaper. It's still a much cheaper game. It's never going to get to that like second place that it was in, like right behind 40K. I don't think it's getting back there with this edition, but it's nice to see that it's not dying because it's got a pretty developed lore. The RPG, like I need to do a lot of studying if you're going to like run something in the Iron Kingdoms, because there's a lot of stuff going on that you need to know about. Tons of factions and lots of power struggles. But yes, like some dreams, there is a monster at the end. Tunnels and Trolls. A new era is upon us. They've been threatening this forever, and they missed the 50th anniversary. So good job. They completely fucked that up. We were waiting all 2025 and we get a shitty little beta PDF or a Quickstart kind of PDF that didn't look like they put much into it. But Tunnels and Trolls, the Ken St. Andre game from 1975, is back. So it's had several versions under.
Is it?
What?
Is it back?
No, it's not back. It's not really back. No, the name is back. The name printed on a box is back. But there's been, I think, up to they did up to 7 editions, but all kind of backwards compatible, all compatible with each other of the original Tunnels and Trolls. No huge changes, but launched on March 17th. We're getting the new age of this. And they kind of missed the point. It's kind of like someone says, "Oh yeah, I know that. I'll make that game," and they're like, "No, you don't. You didn't get it. You got the wrong people involved, and think it's the wrong company, and it's England." So that's, I think, a part of the problem. But the classic heroic fantasy RPG is now in the hands of Rebellion Unplugged. So they bought the rights to this, and originally, Ken's idea was this is D&D but less confusing, because where the hell do you get that D20 thing? And so how about handfuls of D6s, and how about if the D6s explode? That's awesome, let's do that. And it's just much easier than the original version of Dungeons and Dragons, especially because you needed chainmail supplement and things. It's just like okay, this was the better way to explain and maybe get your friends to try was Tunnels and Trolls back in the day. So they're keeping the D6s, and they're doing things like strength of threes. So I think like 3 of a kind has some sort of value. A 1 to 2 misses. So any dice showing any dice showing a 1 to 3 is a miss. 4 and above are hits. And then you can also, your rolls can be blessed and cursed. So this reminds me a little bit of the weirdness they did with the the Mutant Chronicles. Yeah,
Mutant Chronicles.
Oh yeah, Haggardarts too. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Haggardarts did this, but the Mutant Chronicles Warzone did this as well. That's like you're running a blessed faction or you're running a cursed faction. It's like they tried to but yeah, that's right. Daggerheart did the same thing too, where they're like flavoring things in a really unnecessary way. So 2 or more dice show the same value, they're still going to be explode. So you get to re-roll doubles, triples, quadruples. So that's fun. That so you still roll when something is impossible. It's like mathematically this doesn't work. You still roll because it could explode. There's always a chance. So they're giving you the same 6 attributes, wits instead of wisdom, and they're adding. I don't think there wasn't mana. Yeah, there wasn't mana previously. So, and stamina instead of hit points. So changing the feel of it a little bit. And they're doing, this is Daggerhearts. This is very Daggerhearts. They're doing 6 paths which are those are the classes. So you can do might or shadow or endurance or spirit or craft, and also wizardry. So you're not playing a rogue or a ranger or whatever. You're playing a shadow, and yeah, that feels super Dagger Hearts. I want to see the chart where my class, extends to, and what's the subclass. You get a starting talent, 2 bonus talents, and then they're doing also the D&D conditions, where you can be delayed, tipsy, or a delightful British expression, knackered. Okay, whatever. Yeah, and some of the weapons have interesting effects, like axe attacks permanently reduce armor. If you hold a staff, you can have unlimited mana use, and there's a couple of like things where they make your equipment more important. But yeah, it just doesn't. It's got the name. The artwork.
It's got the name.
Yeah, the artwork is not great. I think they really missed the point, and they're just trying to make it their own thing. I guess there is a fan. There's a guy that wrote a few of the solo adventures for original Tunnels and Trolls, was kind of proliferally involved, probably submitted stuff and played back in the day, but nobody else involved has anything to do with this game, and they just took this thing and ran with it and kind of did their own thing.
Oh, I can give you a punchline to that.
Oh yeah.
So I was going through their comment section on their Kickstarter, which is always an interesting gauge of a game. Because Kickstarter comment sections can be just cesspools sometimes.
Yes.
But this is an interesting indicator. There's only 40 comments.
Wow.
And that counts, when they reply to things.
Yeah.
So there's really not that many comments on here.
Wow.
That's like unusually low for a supposedly big Kickstarter, which I know this is not. But several of the questions come from people who I don't think tried the Quickstart and don't really know what's going on. They just know Tunnels and Trolls. So I'd say they're very small earnings so far in this Kickstarter are at least partially attributed to people who just went, "Oh, Tunnels and Trolls," and didn't look into it at all. So literally, one of the questions is Ken St. Andre still in charge of this? And their answer is Ken St. Andre and the other core team behind TNT were the first to know when we acquired TNT from Webbed Sphere in 2023. Whatever, I don't even know what Webbed Sphere is, but we've been in touch over the years, and Ken is currently focused on the rather excellent Monsters. So, like, yeah, they told Ken St. Andre that they were making a new version.
Yep.
What they're not saying here is they probably pitched it to him. He said, "Oh, that's terrible. Fuck off."
Right.
And then they cite him working on Monsters, which is funny because it's like, yeah, that's a game with a system way more like real Tunnels and Trolls.
Right.
Which you guys have very kind of like pridefully decided to not get anywhere near. And another guy in the comments is asking about play by mail.
Oh yeah, right.
So it's like there's just some old guys that remember Tunnels and Trolls.
Yeah,
play by mail. That's awesome. But when was the last time you heard about an RPG that supported play by mail?
Right.
Anywho, I just want to, when you were talking about how the game works, I just want to add one other problem I have with it.
Yeah.
It has the menagerie thing.
Yes.
It's Zootopia. Like it's play the cat man, play the bird man, play the fairy who was raised by dwarves, so all of its abilities are dwarfy abilities, but it's a fairy. So it's that kind of where we saw D&D 5e heading, and where Daggerheart just took and ran with. It's just that no consequences. Do whatever you want. We're not gonna make you kids make any hard decisions.
Yeah,
and man, like TNT throughout its editions before this, and they did make changes. If you look at 5th edition or Deluxe Tones and Trolls and compare it to 1st or 2nd edition, there's a lot of changes. But it's still that game. You recognize it from edition to edition. And it's just little tweaks, little add-ons, little rewordings. And it was not a hard game, at all. And this new thing is we want to be narrative and storytelling, but we're also going to give you a bunch of dumb little meta currencies and things to consider when you make your rolls. And it's is it going to be rules light or is it going to be crunchy? Pick a lane, so yeah, I have issues. It doesn't shock me at all that of all the Kickstarter type stuff we're talking about today, this is the one with the lowest backing. That does not surprise me one little bit.
And this last year hit its 50th anniversary, so there should have been a celebration. There should have been some way that they acknowledge this instead of just crapping this out a year after. It's really and calling it a new age. It's like those bad animated Netflix series where it's like Thundercats, the new generation or whatever. You're just like, what the hell are you doing? They just take an IP and they're just like, well, we're going to do what we want with this, but we got this name. So you can have a book that says Tunnels and Trolls in a bit of a childish kind of derpy looking logo on your shelf. Now there is a new Tunnels and Trolls and it will say Tunnels and Trolls on the spine, but they have to add that new era in there. And I don't think this is going to go really unnoticed. I don't think anybody's going to play this. There's nothing behind it. And they didn't even bother to do VTT support. So there's no mention of any of that. So maybe they mentioned actively in the works, but there's no okay, so what, where, who are they going to be? Are you going to just rely on, people to produce this? There's nothing in any of the tiers talking about VTT. So, and also the fact that they made the D6s so expensive doesn't make any sense. It's $15 for 5 acrylic dice, and you are definitely going to need to roll more than that. You're definitely going to need a lot more D6s, and they're just not, they're doing things wrong. And the goal that they set was only about $20,000, £20,000 maybe, which they easily got. But for what they want to produce, they're going to do a standard and a deluxe version. The deluxe version is going to have this clamshell case, which completely fooled me, because when I saw the illustrations for the tiers, they showed their deluxe books, and then they showed this big volume that only said Tunnels and Trolls on it. And I was like, are they going to reprint the 7th edition? Are they going to give you the old rules in this reprinted volume? What is this thing? What is this thing? Oh no, that's the clamshell case to put all the new stuff in. Yeah. So, and these are pretty.
Oh, I see it here. Yeah. It looks like a illustrated book cover.
Yeah, I was like, are they gonna? What are they gonna give us? What are they giving us? Nothing. And the new art is really disappointing. I think they got a real discount on that art. No, not trying to. Yeah.
I mean, and it's not even I've complained in the past about that sort of 5th edition sort of art style that that WotC uses and some other game companies kind of emulate, where it's it's clearly fantasy, it clearly takes skill, but there's no there's nothing unique about it. It's really safe feeling.
Yeah,
this isn't even that good.
Right. This is.
I mean, no offense to the artists that worked on it, but I don't get the vibe. I don't. It's almost cartoony. The vibe, and if you're gonna choose a vibe, I feel why not choose either to lean old school with it and do a lot of simple line drawing, black and white stuff like Tunnels and Trolls did.
Right.
Or go the other way and take some risks, like take some big swings with the art to get attention. This is like just kind of mundane, cartoony looking stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm looking at a picture right now with like a dog knight and chainmail and a frog wizard.
Right. And this
having played a frog in Dagger Hearts, Haggard Darts, I'm kind of like, I'm so over the animal kin thing.
Yeah. But the funny thing is, this is Rebellion. This is who publishes 2000 AD. They have access to artists. They have access to talented artists.
Yes, they do.
They could have put a name on this. Like, they could have gotten somebody with a name and have them come up with a really nice, like, okay, new era style. It's going to look old school, but we'll come up with a nice looking, like, and maybe that's why it has that kind of odd comic book art look to it. But some of the character designs, like, some of them are really lame. It's just like a human body with a dog head, sticking out of it. And some of them are like, oh, look, it's Link from Legend of Zelda. Like, there's some really like bad decisions with the art direction. So yeah, I don't know.
I'll take it even a step further.
Yeah.
Do you know who the CEO of Rebellion is? Not Unplugged, actual Rebellion?
No. Do I want
this guy named Jason Kingsley? No, he's cool.
Yeah.
Well, as far as I know, I've never met the guy, but he has his own YouTube channel where he just talks about medieval history all the time.
Oh wow!
I'll post a link on our Discord, but he actively, like, he's really into historical medievalism, right? And so he does all these videos about, this aspect of life in the medieval world and this aspect. And then he also does videos like interpreting fantasy, more modern popular fantasy through the lens of a medieval historian. So like he just did some on what's the new Game of Thrones? Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Right. And it was really interesting because he talked about the real world jousting versus what they did, and the grand melee combats, what they were like, and blah blah blah. And it was really cool. He's a real smart guy, and he has said in multiple videos that he plays role playing games too.
Wow.
Do these guys talk to him? Clearly not. Not an ounce of interesting stuff that they could have gotten from him going on in this game.
Yeah, they had some people that graduated from art school, so they said to slot them in there. Yeah, because they wanted the name that they got was Chris Bissett, but you can't tell any of his fingerprints. It doesn't feel like any of his fingerprints are really on this because it's not terribly creative. I think he may have just consulted. He just said, "Yeah, sure, that looks fine." But it's odd too. They're going way too, for how small this is, how small their success is going to be. They're going way too far into the custom coins, pad of character sheets, crystal cavern dice set, a dice tray, a cloth map, the initiative coins, and then they're also doing a dice tower. There's a prototype for a dice tower and for all of their all-in set. There's no way they're going to be able to produce that stuff if they only get like 3 people, pledging for that. It's like, they're just going to have to hand sculpt the dice tower and give them a couple of the originals, because it's like, they're not getting enough money for how far they're going into, making this, deluxe versions and things. It's very, very odd. They set the level for the campaign way too low for what they're offering, and we'll see. And it looks like the books too are pretty slender volumes. Like all 3 of them easily fit in that little clamshell case. So these are pretty small books, probably like 180 pages. That's the adventure. But not a lot of pages. And they are bringing back one solo side. They're calling them side quests too. One of the solo play side quests. And the way that they marketed this is if if you can't get together with your group or somebody misses a session, they can play a solo side quest. So it's the solo, rule version for letting someone between group sessions do something in the game. But there's only one so far, and that's probably all they're going to do.
So a solo game product is the closest they've gotten in the entirety of this thing to admitting some connection to Tunnels and Trolls.
Right.
Like any previous version of Tunnels and Trolls. Like solo was always a huge part of the game.
Right. Because when you died, right, you go to hell, and there's a chance you could come back, right? Didn't they have the solo?
I think they did. Yeah. But I mean, just in terms of products, there were a lot of solo adventures.
And they were the first to come up with that. That idea. Yeah. And it's just, the whole look of it, the whole, kind of art direction on it is way too new. There's no nod to anything that was done before. It doesn't look like this game has any history. It just looks like this is a D&D ripoff that they just thought of last year and cranked it out. Yeah.
So when did I mention this? I don't know if I mentioned this in a stream or just when we were talking on Discord, but I watched. I can never say a guy's channel right.
Oh yeah.
Zigmundthrep. I call him Zig. Anyway, he's a D&D. I take that back. He's an RPG YouTuber who specializes in showing you how to make a character for old games. He went through like multiple editions of Tunnels and Trolls, like doing videos for how to make characters in the different editions. And he's kind of funny. He's a little dry, but he's kind of funny because he'll kind of make fun of some of the weird oddities that you find in old games. But like I had told you previously, and I apologize if I'm repeating myself, but he did a 7-hour live stream going through the Quickstart of this game. And it was just sublime. Because obviously I'm not going to sit there and watch 7 solid hours of a dude rambling at his computer. It took so long because he'd go off on tangents and he would talk to his chat, a lot. Yeah. So that's why it took so long. But what I did do is I skipped every 20 minutes or so. And every time I came back, he had a new exasperated look on his face, and he was now frustrated with some new part of the game. And he's a younger guy. He's maybe like, at least I would say 20 years older than like you or me, but he loves old games and he understands them because he studies them a lot. And so he could speak as someone who knew these old games about all this silliness going on with this game. And he made a great point. Like, he was like, kind of like I think you and I have done before, he was concerned with this trying to be just a new kind of 5e, but as he went through the rules, he realized, oh no, it's even worse than that. They're just trying to be another Daggerheart. Yeah, right. So that's like the whole new level is like, you're not even trying to emulate D&D anymore. Now you're trying to emulate Daggerheart. Like, oh crap.
Yeah. I don't know. It's really, really disappointing. I really, I don't know how they came up with this, and I don't think they spent a lot of time on it. I think this was a real side project for a lot. And
it feels very third party to me, like very like hire out and just get it done, guys. Just get it done. Kind of.
Yeah, because there doesn't seem like there was a lot of coordination. Everyone's working from their own place, and they're just submitting work, and it gets all smashed together. Yeah, because the artwork itself doesn't match the graphic design of anything, and it just it doesn't make any sense. But they had the rights; they had to use them or lose them. So that's what they did. But I would recommend playing Monsters if you want to play this type of game. So support what Trollhalla, I think is Trollhalla Press. Support what they're doing, and Steve Crompton's going to keep things running there. So get that old school thing going that way and just kind of avoid this. Unless you're a big Dagger Hearts fan and you want to see what would Dagger Hearts be like if it was on an even lower budget. I don't know.
Yeah, I would recommend too. Well, okay, you make a good point. I guess probably Ken St. Andre gets more of a benefit from Monsters in its current incarnation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he gets kickbacks for the old TNT stuff, or like if you buy a PDF of it or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But I would always recommend Deluxe Tunnels and Trolls.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, if you can, get that PDF, and that was a lot of fun. Yeah, what we played from that was a lot of fun. And be careful too. The solo adventures. Somebody is reselling those in kind of unauthorized print on demand versions. So only get them if you know you're buying, probably through like drive-through through a legitimate source, because a lot of Amazon and a lot of Tunnels and Trolls books are just pirated stuff that Amazon won't do anything about.
Does Flying Buffalo still exist?
I'm not sure. I think they basically sold out to that web. What was that? That company that Rebellion Unplugged bought from them. And I think that's when things went bad, when stuff got out and just started to, because there was nobody defending the copyright on any of that stuff. But yeah, so it's a shame. We were really excited when we heard this news. I guess it's kind of like hearing the Disney Star Wars news. You're like, okay, this could be okay. Disney's got a lot of money, maybe. And
what could go wrong?
The same sort of thing. They just put the wrong people in charge, and didn't give it enough direction. So it just it is what it is, and it's not going to do much. Yeah, I think of everything we've talked about, this is going to be the lowest earning project, because like you said, there's people that are supporting it that are like, wait, what am I buying? Is this Ken's new version? I hope so.
I mean, I hate to stereotype people sort of from our generation, but
right,
they may be a little not digital native, and like, like, oh, Tunnels and Trolls, I'm excited. I used to play that game.
So we'll see how quickly this disappears. I'm still so surprised that we haven't had any Dagger Hearts news in quite a while. Is Dagger Hearts even a thing anymore? Dagger Heart? It's so funny.
I mean, after they sort of walked away from it on their freaking show, that is the whole reason any of that exists.
Right.
That's a bit of a hit they took right there.
Yeah. But they don't want to be tied down to just one game. They're going to release a lot of games, like Candela Obscura, that kind of good stuff. Yeah, that's a missed chance too, I think, to make their own system and then actual play their own system and say, we're done with Wizards, and see, what that effect actually had on the brand awareness and everything for that company. But no. All right. Well, too bad. You missed the anniversary. It's the 51st anniversary of Tunnels and Trolls. And this is what we get. All right.
There's a lot of those we need to look up and start pestering people about. Like, got to be a Traveler one. That's right.
Yeah.
Or did that already happen?
The 5e?
Probably already happened.
Yeah.
No. Like a 50th anniversary.
The anniversary. Oh, you're talking about anniversary. Yeah. There's got to be we're going to hit a whole string of stuff, I think, that's going to be hitting their big numbers.
Looks like it was 77. So next year.
Nice.
Okay.
Just in time to play the 5e version.
No!
Oh, come on. 5e can do anything.
You mean Exodus?
yeah, that's right. Oh, no. Yeah, that's what we'll be playing on the 50th anniversary. The new era. Traveler, the new era. Oh, man. Well, that's going to do it for this week. So where can people find you, Matt?
I'm on Blue Sky and our channel Discord. That's almost it. I've cut ties with a lot of social media. At Hargald on Blue Sky, HAARGALD. I do occasionally talk games. I'm in the United States, so I am preoccupied a lot of the time by utter madness that I won't go into right now. How about you?
So I'm still drawing a single panel gag cartoon that you can read on GoComics. So gocomics.com/domestic abuse. There's live streams of me doing some of those comics on YouTube and Twitch under Abuse Cartoons. And then Abuse Cartoons is the website for that. And also check out rcharvey.com, which is a cartooning and comic book history, basically, archive of writings by R.C. Harvey that I edited for a long time. And if you like what we're doing here on the weekly, consider becoming a weakling. You can do that at patreon.com/upturntable. Let us know what you want to see more of on the show. Less Kickstarter talk, more Rebellion Unplugged failures, anything that it would be interested in the tabletop subject. And then also there's other tiers that let you support other things we do, like the actual plays or the lore videos, anything that you enjoy on the channel. Upturntable.com is the main website, and we'll be back tomorrow with Old School Essentials, and we're going to start B4 The Lost City. So hitting some of those basic modules from early D&D. And yes, so hit us up on social media and members on YouTube as well. So the join button on YouTube will get you a membership. That also gives you access to the Discord, so you can see everything Matt is posting and we're discussing there. And yeah, so we'll see you soon and be back again next week with the weekly. Goodbye.
Bye.
So yeah, sorry about the ranting about Tunnels and Trolls. It's such a disappointment that they didn't do anything. But yeah, we'll get over it. We got a lot of other stuff to discuss. So something that Matt sent me.
I'm not sorry.
Matt's not sorry. Matt's not sorry. A link that Matt sent me right before we went live is the wonderful crowdfunder for the Cyberpunk 2077 trading card game. And there was a Cyberpunk 2020, like Cyberpunk. Yeah. There was already.
There might not be getting audio.
Oh, really?
Scenes.
Uh-oh. Something weird. I'm seeing it.
Are you sure, Abyss? You can't hear us?
Uh-oh. Check your...
He's saying audio cut off, and then he's saying, oh, no.
Oh, no. Yeah, it looks like we're running. I got some levels. Is it going out? Yeah, let me try this. We should still be...
Clarion can hear us. Abyss just don't know what he's talking about.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, Clarion.
Oh, thanks. Good.
Quark can hear us too. Hi, Quark.
Thanks, Quark. Yeah, good to see you, Quark. Thanks. Yeah, so we already had a Cyberpunk, licensed from the Telsarian Games Cyberpunk game, and now we're getting one based on the video game IP, which was probably licensed from CD Projekt Red, and it's it just looks like a cash grab. It looks like they thought the IP was going to be useful. So when you look at the tiers go from $50 for 2 starter decks, and then there's all these like boxes of packs of cards and stuff, because I guess it's going to be collectible cards, so randomized packs, all the way up. So $50 up to $8,000. Which is, I don't know, they back up a truck full of these cards to your house and just dump them in your driveway. Yeah, so it really looks like they think this IP is going to be attractive to speculators, and they're calling this the beta version of the game. Like all of the decks have a little beta B, or the Latin B on them. So they're going to be, this is going to be the limited version of them, and then if they go to retail, that'll be the regular version. But it just looks so ill-intended.
To call it beta and to market so that it's clear it's beta is it's a total dog whistle to Magic the Gathering collectors. A total oh, you remember how insane it was to get beta after Magic got popular, and how much a beta card is worth now? Because there was alpha. Sorry, I played Magic for way too long. I probably have a nice house somewhere if I hadn't spent money on Magic. But there was alpha, the first one, and had very rounded corners, like noticeably more rounded than any other edition of the game. Then there was beta that had the less rounded, and then unlimited, which was same rounding as beta but white border, then revised, and then you get into really more mainstream Magic at that point. So the beta was the oldest stuff you could play with that was tournament legal. You couldn't play with alpha because it was so rounded that you could notice the difference in your deck between an alpha card and something else.
I see.
So you could put a badass alpha card in with your beta cards or whatever.
Yeah.
So in a weird way, that made the beta more valuable than the alpha, even though the alpha was older, because beta was still technically playable. So this is a total like freaking dog whistle, like, oh, you gotta get this, man, because in 10 years it's gonna be worth 10 times as much.
Yeah.
And it's probably not, because all collectible card games except for Magic the Gathering usually fail.
Yeah. This is not going to develop any sort of tournament thing or anything. And this is the first crowdfunding, this official, and so it is licensed, this official Cyberpunk 2077 trading card game is brought to you by WeirdCo. WeirdCo is a Seattle-based company that sounds like the co-founders are Elliot Cook and Lu Han Wei. Bonded over trading card games and first met through mutual friends, and their mentor is now an advisor. But the first thing that they post is, it's frustrating that the value of trading cards is often reduced to a viral headline about shiny cardboard fetching sky-high prices when the true magic is the people who enjoy them. So they're like really want to go in on, we're the trading card company that cares, but we do want to tap into that speculator market because that's the only thing that makes money, is just being able to sell cases of cards to people that are going to, tear them apart and pull out the $1,000 card. Yeah. And with all that stuff, like the Pokemon cards and everything that's going so crazy, getting so much crazy attention now. Yeah. I think that they're just like, oh, the timing couldn't be better. So it'd be interesting to see if they run into problems with even being able to get this game to market, and this is the only thing they do with it, which is not going to be very different from a Bitcoin or like a crypto coin pump and dump, because they're going to put all this stuff out. They're going to get you the cards. The cards aren't going to be worth anything, but you did buy $8,000 worth of them, and there is no market. So. Yeah, WeirdCo doesn't have me very inspired that they really care about what happens after this, and the fact that they're not working in cooperation with anybody. They just bought the license, and they're gonna pump out this game, which has a lot of odd art. Like it's a lot of the stuff they show for promotion is just like looks like screen grabs, but it has a lot of really odd illustration based on the video game. I guess the video game and the Netflix series, because there's characters from the Edge Runners Netflix series in there too.
Yeah, it's not bad art. Like some of it's pretty cool. Yeah. Someone had asked on the Discord, Clarion or Abyss, I can't remember, but like, wasn't there a different Cyberpunk card game that came out not too long ago?
It crowdfunded last year. That was the one that we talked about, and I actually backed it. It's the asymmetrical one. Cooperative. Netrunner was asymmetrical, which is wonderful. But this was a cooperative. So it's basically like playing like a light version of the RPG, because it's based on I think Cyberpunk Red license for the RPG, not the video game or any of the other animation or anything. But yeah, this looked nice. It was very red. Like all the borders were bright red. Everything was very red on the cards. But it looked like a fun game with a kind of cooperative style. So you could solo play it as an adventure game, or you could play multiple players. And it seemed like
was that made by R. Talsorian?
No, that's not directly from them, licensed from them. But it wasn't a collectible card game, so you got all the cards that there was going to be. Let me see if I can find that one. Yes,
but was collectible, even though it was cooperative? It was collectible.
Let me see. No, this is which one? No, this is the Cyberpunk. No, this is still the game. Yeah, they've really eclipsed that previous campaign on the I forget what exactly was called, because it wasn't a trading card game. I think it was just maybe Cyberpunk cooperative game,
just like a self-contained kind of game.
Yeah, I think they were going to do like they'll do expansions so you can play different stories, but it was basically Legends.
Was it Red?
Cyberpunk Legends. Legends? Yeah. Cyberpunk Legends Into the Night. So this is done by Night Crew Games, and I think this is their This is their first project as well.
Oh yeah, I remember this art vaguely now.
Yeah. They're also based in Seattle. So we got battling Seattle card investors. Maybe they met them at a party and said, "Well, you didn't get the 2077 license? Well, we're going to get that."
They're probably. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the people in both those projects are former Wizards of the Coast employees.
Yeah, so this raised 1.2 million. So it had a lot of positive because they let you play it.
Pretty good.
Yeah, they let you play it for free, like on Tabletopia or something. Like they had all kinds of, and it was reasonable. I think you could get like the base set for really cheap. Like you got a bunch of decks, and it was all playable very very cheaply. So where is that? Manage your.
This has a lot more diversity of art than
the
new one.
Right. Yeah, I liked how this looked a lot more, and it just reminded me more of the game.
Yeah.
So this will be fun, and this is one of those things where you don't have to stay on some treadmill or whatever to keep up with a meta of what the game is doing. There'll just be more adventures. released, but cool. Still based around Night City. But co-op card game. But I liked the sound of that much more than this $8,000, and you can have every card we ever imagined. It's crazy.
But anyway, getting back to what I sort of teased at the beginning,
yes,
this is a pretty funny power scale because you start with Tunnels and Trolls. That's a week in and only has 460 backers and made 84 grand.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have 7C, which is a few more days in than that, but they have 2,195 backers and are at about 350. And then the Cyberpunk one, which is at $10 million. So, they probably made more in their first hour than Tunnels and Trolls' entire campaign is going to make. I imagine
this is all people that think these cards are going to be worth something, and it's an official license. So $10 million.
That's nonsense, in my opinion. But it's
I hope they paid.
There's something. Something inherently bad idea feeling to me about kickstarting a collectible game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you want a collectible game to have a plan and support and a company that's going to keep putting out, because what do you want for what do you get from a collectible card game if you like to play those games? You want the variety and the opportunity to try new combinations, and to build new kinds of decks and get creative. So you're going to need a steady stream of product. If you do it as a Kickstarter, you're saying, maybe this has legs, maybe it doesn't.
Right.
It just seems like a bad idea.
Yeah, we'll take this $10 million and see you later. Because they even say, under their why back it now, the beta products will be printed on demand. So that's not great quality, meaning that you're guaranteed to receive your product that you ordered, but just not great quality. It's like print on demand. Who knows what company they're using to crap this out? Get access to the exclusive items and card art that will only ever be printed for the beta products, making it collectible for speculators. And then you'll get on the ground floor of the community, which may or may not exist. That's the scale of this is insane. But people loved the game, and they're still producing. There's still content coming out for that game, even though I think they're working on the sequel. I think like 2077-2 or 2077-8 or whatever the next game is. They're already working on that, and this IP won't go away. And there's a lot. There's a skirmish miniatures game. There's a couple of different board games based on this 2077 IP. So that's a shame because it's really overshadowing the original the original game, like the game that it's based on. It's become the whole thing. Yeah.
But I think it's also been a real shot in the arm for them because they were, you know, they had the Witcher game.
Oh yeah.
Which I bought the core book for that whenever that came out. Was that like 5-6 years ago, something like that? And it's a well-made game. It kind of riffs on the cyberpunk role-playing game system. And they went hard into the potion making rules because Witcher, you know. So there's a lot of rules about gathering materials and, you know, using formulas to make different potions and stuff.
Right.
It was neat, but there wasn't a lot in there. Like it didn't have like, I don't know. It felt a little generic. It felt a little stale for some reason. Like they didn't really introduce you to the world. They were more focused on the system. So yeah, I mean, I think they needed. I think they needed the Cyberpunk Red thing to reinvigorate them because I like Artel Soren. He's been around forever. Or not Art. That's the name of the game company. I always screw that up. What's his name? The founder guy. Blanking on his name right now. Anyway, the name of the company I think is based on a character from a game he played in or something. That's not actually his name.
Yeah, right.
I'm blanking on what his name is right now. But anyway, he's really cool. I met him at a convention one time.
Nice.
Really nice guy. And I played the old 90s Cyberpunk back in the day.
Nice.
Brutally lethal game. I understand. I understand the new one is fairly lethal still.
Oh, cool.
So that could be fun to play sometime.
Is that so? That's Pondsmith?
Put it on the stack.
Mike Pondsmith is
Mike Pondsmith.
Yeah,
thank you. And I think his son does a lot of stuff for the company.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Yeah, he was doing an original. I think we talked a little bit about that, doing an original kind of taking his love of like Japanese culture and anime and doing this weird sci-fi setting, like doing kind of a magic sci-fi setting.
So I would have actually argued with people that the image, the kind of mass market image of cyberpunk is as much attributable to William Gibson and Neuromancer he's always who gets the credit, but I think the Cyberpunk role-playing game really took that and ran with it. Kind of firmed up what people imagine Cyberpunk in their mind is, you know.
Yeah, and
it really leaned into the neon and the chrome, you know, and the cool, like, evil corporations and, you know, running missions against them and, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, Shadow Scar. Yeah, Cody Pondsmith did Shadow Scar. Thanks, Galarian.
Oh,
nice.
Cool.
Yeah, no, I think that's right, because when they kind of, you know, broke up into classes and everything, you got the kind of corpo, and you got the image that I think a lot of, you know, like small studio games, like indie games and stuff, ran with. I think was definitely created by the Cyberpunk 2020.
Street Samurai. Although, like. And there's even some funny lore behind how, like, he did borrow some of the terminology and stuff from William Gibson. And I guess there was a moment where William Gibson was a little annoyed by that. But wow. He never chose to, like, you know, litigate it or anything.
Right. Well, that's good. So that would have sucked if they would have actually, like, shut that down, like they stopped publishing the game just because you said chromed and that's my thing. Or
you know, I think Street Samurai is a William Gibson thing. You know, little things. There's some things where you're like, well, how can you really copyright, you know, like wired reflexes, you know, how could you You know,
and there was a lot of cyberpunk writers. Like, you know, he wasn't the only one. There were a lot of other people. That are writing that genre. So yeah, they probably had, you know, the terminology and parallel thinking was probably pretty pretty big.
Yeah, the snow crash guy, Dan something. Can't remember his name. He was huge in the cyberpunk stuff in the beginning. He never gets as much credit as William Gibson.
Yeah, I think Gibson went Hollywood, right? He was writing screenplays and stuff pretty quickly. That's
why he was writing the Alien 3 script that never got shot.
That's right.
Bastards.
Yeah.
What's going on in the chat here?
Oh, yeah.
So, this one I kind of answered in the chat already, but get your take on it. Quark asked, are TCGs other than Magic or Pokemon that popular nowadays? So I think in organized play, Magic is still the only really super successful, although I guess Pokemon in some areas is still kind of big. I feel like other than Magic, like Pokemon, this is just my perspective from the shitty little town I live in, but Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, the Disney one, what's it called? Lorcana?
Lorcana,
yeah. I feel like those are almost more surviving on being collected than they are organized play, kind of, like.
Yeah, I think so.
Magic, I think the thrust of Magic is still playing the game, even though they do all those silly licensing with it now.
Right. No, I think so. I think it's got the tournament scene that the other ones don't have. And I think it's just the millennials, hitting 30s, or I guess not millennials, is that like early Zoomers hitting 30s that they got nostalgic for the stuff from their childhood. So kids you were a little kid in the elementary school in the 90s and you remember Pokemon cards. They wanted that back really hard. So that created that huge, surge. And I think the pandemic, I think people were like looking for comfort crap to buy during the pandemic. And the Pokemon stuff went up crazy. I mean, it still exists here but it's still like a little kid's game. I mean, people like Pokemon goods. Japan is very tricky because there's things that are popular, like Star Wars is popular in Japan, but nobody buys the toys and nobody goes to see the movies. They just buy t-shirts that say Star Wars or a notebook that says Star Wars or a pencil that says Star Wars because that's a brand, right? That's like a Western brand. Cool, Star Wars, And so Japan is odd, but they're kind of trading card, kind of what people are playing is very splintered. I've never been to any card tournaments in Japan, so I'm not sure, but there's so many popular games here and they're all that Yu-Gi-Oh style, like you're doing, I just did 5,000 damage to you and here's 20,000 power, and it's like lane battling and stuff. Like I don't even know what they're doing. But some IPs, I think like the One Piece trading card game is really popular here and stuff, but I think it's just like it's a hobby. I don't know if the tournament scene is like as rabid as Magic is, and there's definitely Magic is in translated in Japanese, so there's Japanese Magic cards here, so a lot of people are doing that thing. But I just don't think, especially like The Office, I don't think anybody there's not a Japanese Dwight Schrute Office license Magic card in Japan, I don't think. I don't know. Some of those things just would like completely go over the heads of
wasted time.
Markets.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure, but mostly, I think here it's very splintered, and people are fans of things just because there's nostalgia and they collect them, but they don't play them and stuff.
Whoever does the One Piece card game should think about putting that out here because One Piece is hot here right now.
The best way to watch that, and this isn't any purist thing or whatever, but I get annoyed by kind of young Zoomer actors, like what they think a voice of a person sounds like. But on Netflix, One Piece, if you turn on the Japanese dub and English subtitles, it's the anime voice actors. So it's the voice actors from the anime that do the voices for the character. So it's so much less annoying. It's like 100 times less annoying. You don't even care like who they cast, as long as they kind of look like the character, and you can enjoy the story much more. And it has the kind of, yelling in Japanese and kind of laughing in Japanese fits like the craziness of that story much more than, English. So, so I've enjoyed when my daughter's watching that. It's like, I just put it in Japanese. It's much more tolerable. But yeah, definitely One Piece is, and they did it right. I can't believe they tried that so many times, and One Piece is the only thing that actually, they pulled off. I think because they just leaned into it. It's such a wacky setting and story, and they just went all in with the costumes, and it doesn't look like shitty cosplay. It looks like we're kind of trying. We've got prosthetics, we've got like actually latex prosthetics on our faces, and we're trying to be a TV show. We're not trying to be just shitty cosplay.
Yeah, my barrier to entry to that is just time, because I've never watched the anime. So like,
oh yeah.
I feel like I should watch some of the anime before I go and watch the live action.
But it's been going for like 30 years. It's
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So the story is pretty straightforward, and they do a nice job. How they edited the anime does a nice job of kind of like just setting up the stakes and everything. So it's really new viewer friendly, which is surprising because
that's cool.
Because cool. you don't want to watch like one of the later theatrical movies, One Piece movie, because everything is just bananas. Like you won't recognize any of the characters because the story's gotten so out of control and so crazy. But they do a good job of like helping you into the setting and the characters and introducing them, and kind of even setting them up the same way they did in the manga. Just they're just very cool and cheerful, and there's good camaraderie between them. But everyone, of course, has the past trauma or dark history or something that that comes out. So it's good stuff. Yeah.
Clark also said he never played Netrunner, but he did play the X-Files TCG. And that made me smile because I played that, and what did you do? It was not a good game.
What do you do in a X-Files game? You try to solve?
Well, okay, first of all, it was a long time ago, so I'm not going to be able to tell you exactly.
Right.
But here's what I remember: you were trying to acquire clues. Mm-hmm. To solve a mystery or catch a monster or something. And then what I really remember is just the cards were super bland. Like they were like literally pictures of like case files with a paper clip and like,
you're right.
Stills from the show. It was just, ugh. Yeah, got fooled by that one because I loved X-Files so much.
Right.
This is saying, here's a question: what are the chances that they used AI on already existing art to create new images to use on the card to cut costs? And there goes my cat.
Yeah. 100%.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I'm sure CD Projekt Red didn't care. So yeah, I'm sure they did. Yeah, I'm sure they just used screen grabs from the game, and they just did AI crap on them. Yeah, no, I could imagine that happening because it's gotten now. I forget which one it is, but it's getting real scary how much you can dictate a style now. Like you can, basically rip off someone's very personal, unique little indie comic bio, like a biographical story comic style in some of the AI art things. Now they take a lot of commands, and they're creating a lot of like libraries of styles. So it wouldn't be hard. Yeah, I could imagine, because they want this $10 million. They don't want to have to give $2 million to artists. They want $10 million. Yeah. So I can imagine this being a lot of, because it's okay. It's like fake comic art and stuff. So yeah, I can imagine them just cranking it out and making the deals. Like the dice are all done, in, the cheapest Chinese, Alibaba deal they could make. And yeah, I can imagine this all being kind of hell.
This is a little bit of related to that question, but a little bit of a tangent. Have you heard what Sam Altman recently said about where the future of AI?
Oh no, I can't even guess.
He said he wants intelligence to become a utility.
Oh yeah. How many tokens did I spend this month? Yeah, asking my dishwasher if the dishes were clean. Yeah.
Well, yeah, or just, any access to information. So it's like,
Yeah. Well,
it's the ultimate like dystopian approach to everything.
Yeah,
like I like speaking of the old Cyberpunk game in the 90s, when I ran that game, the flashy cool megacorp that everyone talked about was Arasaka, right? One, because everyone back then thought that, thought about Japan the way people kind of more think about China these days.
Right.
Japan was making everything. Japan was the highest tech country. Everything was Japan. So you got a megacorp named Arasaka. Cool. What do they do? Well, they do like security, and they make weapons and then military stuff and blah, blah, blah. The evil company in my game was one of the other megacorps called Infotech, who all they did was trade information. And and that's exactly what he's talking about. They just want to control the flow of information and make money off of every bit of it, It's terrifying.
Wow. They've got to figure out a way to pay for the expense of this crap, these data centers and the, I mean, I can't believe how disruptive AI has been, because they're saying that they're building so many data centers and that they're like hogging the electricity off of local grids, the water supply that they need, and they're just building and building speculatory, building, thinking AI is going to be this thing. And if it doesn't become a utility, then there's just no way to pay for it, because it doesn't make any sense. That the same power to charge my cell phone I have to spend to say, what's the best pizza in Boston? And it's like, that's insane.
Yeah,
it's just like it's a Google search that I'm doing, in AI. And
because what is it called? The dead internet theory? Like,
oh yeah, just bots talking to bots.
It's like the next level of that is, what's the point of even having this internet? Because it's just going to be costing me money, But then you're cut off from access to information, which is a big deal. Like, a lot of the reason the country I live in is in the problems it's in right now is because of low information voters. It's a cycle. I
thought for sure when all this AI stuff, all of these competing AI products were just like kind of thrown out there, free to use, do whatever you want, try them out, and we'll keep updating them, and we'll keep, taking what you've done with them and learn from it and create the next version of it, or, whatever we're doing. I thought for sure that it was going to just get to the point where it's like, thank you very much for all of that free development, all of that free, beta testing, whatever you did. We're locking the gates now. It's $1,000 entry fee, to even get back into this club that you built, that you help us build. And it's just going to be, these are corporate products now, and you're going to, be the customer for the results, but you're not going to have access to these tools anymore. Yeah, we're going to take this away from you, because why would we give you anything that would endanger any market? But the markets will be using that to keep watching you and analyzing you. And we just are very people are like having therapist conversations with AI, and they're falling in love with voice assistants and stuff. And that's so much information that they're just going to use to, really mess with us in the future. And they'll just cut us all out of that and say, okay, now we're going to start selling this back to you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh, Clarion got the name. Snow Crasher's Neil Stevenson. Oh, okay. Thank you, Clarion.
Thanks.
Yeah. Neil Stevenson is like to Gibson, kind of like you meet someone and you say, oh, I just read the Foundation trilogy, it was really cool, and you go, oh yeah, well, have you read Dune?
Right.
Oh, Abyss, no.
What's that?
No, Abyss, you did not hear me say Cyberpunk is better than Neuromancer. They are interrelated. Cyberpunk owes a lot to Neuromancer, but it also reinforced the aesthetics of Neuromancer, is kind of what I'm saying.
I'm really curious if this this crowdfunder for the Cyberpunk trading card game, if they built this graphic before they even launched the campaign that said most funded Kickstarter TCG ever, because if they're using AI art and they're sourcing everything from, this random companies, how much do you want to bet that this is just a pump and dump? That this $10 million is like $7 million of this is from them, or whatever, to get it to this point where it's going to start making headlines. People are going to be, we have to back this. We have to back this. I wouldn't be surprised if, at least half of that was actually from from Weird Co.
Well, that'd be wild if it was.
Just some Bitcoin bros that are trying to, scam the trading card business.
I mean, it does have like 1,200 freaking comments. I mean, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But it feels like a lot of work to manufacture that kind of shadow backing thing. I don't know. But either way, I don't feel like this is going to have legs either way.
Right.
But,
yeah. It'll be fun to watch.
But yeah, Clarion is correct. Clarion's saying Mike Pondsmith's not into AI, and he definitely is not. So that's like, this is separate from our Talsorian games. This is like not their thing.
Yeah. No, this is just the license. Yeah, through it went from Art Talsorian through CD Projekt Red back to Weird Co. So yeah, it doesn't have any direct connection, just a licensing connection.
Only reason Magic is number one is due to cope and sunk cost fallacy. Yeah, there's definitely some truth to that for sure.
But they figured out with Magic what I think Games Workshop figured out with Warhammer and 40K. It's expensive to get into, and you can kind of get obsessed with it for a little while, and then you get burnout really fast, but you can always get back into it, but you still have to pay that barrier to entry, like $1,000 or whatever. So Magic has that thing. It's like, I haven't played Magic in a long time. What's going on with Magic? Oh, cool. I'm going to buy a couple of boxes, and you're in for like $500, and you're on the treadmill, and you've given them a couple $1,000 over a few years. You're into it, and then you drop it again. And they don't care once you're in it, they don't care about you anymore. They just want the new people to come in, or the returning people to come back. And it seems like that's what 40K rule sets and everything are all about. It's just like, get the fuck out of here with your old models, buy the new models, get on the treadmill, get the new releases, get the new books. And Magic has that same kind of thing where it's like, yeah, come on. As soon as you buy the ticket, fuck you. There's no movie theater. There's nothing inside here. Come back and try your luck again. See if we have a movie in a year or so. That maybe there will be a movie next time. Yeah, it really feels like that. Like, it's so weird. You think, oh yeah, I'm getting involved in, and the funny thing about 40K, and I guess Magic has this too, is but they have a community. They have people that are like crazy about the lore. There's crazy people doing fan videos and all these competitive strategy things. So there's a vibrant bunch of people that are telling you, yeah, play this game. And at the same time, it's just like, yeah, they don't give a fuck about any of that. And because they don't even, when you hear stories about the, content creators and people that are trying to, even promote this stuff, like they get kits and stuff a day before, like 2 or 3 days before it actually hits the streets, they get these kits and they have to just like bust them out and paint them, or, get stuff out as fast as possible. And the second that they don't do that, then they're off the list. They don't get any more kits. So they don't even care. They just need that hype, that FOMA, that FOMA engine they've got going, that once you get caught in there, you've got a closet full of gray plastic that doesn't even have rules anymore. Yeah, it's so crazy. But I think the same thing with the card mechanics and stuff with Magic. There's got to be so many things that are completely unplayable now that people went in for whole seasons, or built $300 decks just to try it out. Crazy.
Clarion. So they're talking in the chat about whether our Talsorian would have stipulated in their licensing agreement that they're not use AI.
Yeah.
Here's what I think the problem is. Probably what's happened is our Telsorian license to CD Projekt Red,
Mm-hmm.
and then CD Projekt Red licensed to these wankers.
Yeah, because this
would be my guess.
Yeah. So this is CD Projekt Red's IP basically, because it's their characters. It's it's all their characters from the video games. There's probably not a lot of actual cyberpunk in it. Yeah. As far as
what like Johnny Silverhand, right? That's like the carryover,
right? Yes. Yep.
Except now he's Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, that's so funny they did that. Yeah. So
speaking of which, how cool is it that what's his name? The game designer's name is John Wick. I meant to say that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. The 7C.
Every time I hear his name, I'm like, oh yeah, John Wick. The value of his name has really shot up in the last 10 years.
That's right. Yeah. What a funny. Yeah, that's a very funny coincidence. So yeah, maybe that's why it did so well. When it's John Wick presents, people are like, oh shit, John Wick made an RPG. Yeah, really funny project. But they've gotten, they got Displate and Dispel and a couple of these like very internet vendors for the different accessories for this project lined up. So I wonder.
Displate is I think they're like Poland.
Yeah, I think they're Polish. Yeah.
And I think they make their stuff in Poland, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wonder because they're talking about metal.
That's a big deal.
Talking about metal cards, so maybe they're
not going to China is a big deal.
Yeah. That probably helps with the credibility that it's not all just mystery, because they're doing Dragon Shields, Displate, and Dispel for some of the supporting. So the higher level pledges have a bunch of sleeves and binders and stuff. So they're getting actual people to build stuff, but yeah. But you can order. I mean, you can work with any of these companies and place an order, custom order for things. Any of these companies will let you do. So it doesn't necessarily mean that they're in it. Yeah, it'll be very fun. That's too bad they don't have a $1 pledge, because I'd like to see things go crazy and fall apart in the comment section once people never get their cards or they get really shitty print on demand cards and like, what the fuck is this? Yeah, it's funny. There's battling cyberpunk card games from Seattle.
I'm a lot more interested in that other one, but yeah.
Yeah, the Legends. Yeah, Cyberpunk Legends looks. Yeah,
I bet you. Just further on that licensing point, I bet you none of this money gets backed for this game. Mm-hmm. This collectible card game gets back to our Telsorian at all.
No, I bet not. Yeah, I think the Cyberpunk Legends is licensed directly from our Telsorian, but because Mike Pondsmith was involved with that. Yeah. They talked about for the origin of it. They met with him and they said, we want to do this. And he's like, cool. Or they demoed their game for him. But yeah, I don't think Weird Co. gives a crap. I'm sure all this money is going to disappear into a bank account that nobody has access to, or enter the blockchain immediately. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, right. Yeah, PC parts. It's crazy what's happening with them. Yeah, fuel costs and fertilizer. We'll have food shortages without fertilizer. It's going to be fun. It'll be a fun exercise. It's going to get very cyberpunk very fast, and we just didn't know what was going to push us over the edge. But
yeah, but I'm telling you, it's what I always say. It's cyberpunk without any of the cool cyberpunk. Yeah, right. It's just the dystopian garbage. It's none of the. Ain't no chrome, ain't no mirror shades, ain't no wired reflexes, ain't no rippers with blades coming out of their fingers. Like it's no Street Samurai, that's for damn sure. Although there will be more meth heads with baseball bats, probably.
Yeah, that's true. That'll feel authentic.
That should be one of those like what you expected, what you got kind of meme things. Right. I expected this badass Street Samurai. I got this toothless meth head with a baseball bat.
Yeah, we shall see. Yeah, so give some thought, Matt, on how you want what your character was doing last session when we pick up. And
so Abyss and I were talking. I think I heard you guys talk about it a little bit on the stream, but I got to finish listening to it. But I don't think I probably like would. What do I have to do as a cleric to get my spell? Like,
I think for you,
is it just a personal thing, or do I need to go somewhere?
Yeah, well, we had DM Dave was in the chat, and so I was reading in the rules for Old School Essentials, and they're saying spell takes 2 weeks to memorize, to learn, for the first time, and you got to spend 1,000 gold. And but we had a guy in the chat that said he's been DMing for 30 years and said, no, you just automatically get the spell. You don't have to pay for it. I think that's if you want to kind of change up spells, if you want something that I took this and it's useless and I want to learn something else. But I'm not sure. Oh. Yeah, I don't know.
How does that work? Because you can only learn so many spells, right?
Right. You can only you can only have up to. No, I guess you wouldn't ever have to learn. So I'll reread what they said, and I'll even go back into the D&D the encyclopedia thing for BX and see like exactly what they say, because it seems like there should be some outlay, because you're going to get magic users get really powerful, but for clerics I read that you just have to make a connection. You can either pray for it from your deity or make a connection with a church or some sort of local cleric to kind of mentor you. But it sounds like clerics have an easier time.
My personal take, just because we've kind of been approaching this as Joaquin is kind of a new god on the scene. So I would think I was probably, if we can go the route of like I was just out there working the crowds and proselytizing for Joaquin, and then earned my spell from my god that way. That would probably be what I was doing during this time.
Oh, that's cool.
But phase 2 of that, which Abyss and I were talking about, was the idea that in the Padre's eyes, Zipporah's father being sort of this traveling businessman, is in the Padre's eyes, he's a lay priest. He just doesn't know it.
Nice.
By traveling around and doing commerce, he's already a fairly holy individual in the eyes of Joaquin.
Right.
So, like, literally, what we were talking about is like, Padre considers him a lay priest. That means this wagon, the Padres traveling church for right now.
Yeah, okay. All right.
So like literally will probably be, I think Abyss showed some prices to you in the chat, because like I think we'll just, until we get to those levels where you're allowed to actually like have your own sort of home base.
Right.
I forget what they call it, but
stronghold.
Stronghold kind of thing. Like until that point, we'll probably just keep upgrading this damn wagon.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, and it might be fun to roleplay, to have you do some roles to like, for donations and things, to see if you guys can actually generate some money from followers and stuff. That would be fun. Take a look at okay, that makes sense. Yeah, and I think it'll be good, and it'll be nice if we can just if we pick it up from where the last session ended. So just get up to speed on, because I think I do like a little backstory and explanation, and get up to speed with that, so then you guys can be ready to pack up and go. And you've already, like, in that time, like that month has passed, and you've already like made modifications to the wagon and gotten things exactly how you wanted them. That would be good. Nice.
Now I think Abyss and I probably have the most hit points in the group.
Oh,
now, it sounds like.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah, and I'm gonna give you guys a couple of pretty hardy NPCs too. So that should be good. Yeah, your guide will be pretty tough. And then there was if you maybe haven't heard it yet, but there was a woman that had helped, that had kind of fallen under the spell of the cleric, the evil cleric, and was helping him. and she was betrayed. Okay. So yeah, you've got a pretty hardy fighter that wants to join you.
I'll be driving all day tomorrow, so I will listen to it while I drive.
Okay. Nice. Abyss has 130 gold left.
Oh my god, what did you do with all your money?
Nice. Yeah, and I figured too, because you got rewarded. Any NPCs that didn't leave, you got to split the XP with them, but you can kind of put their gold in the pot. So we said, you guys as a group have 18,000 gold, basically you can mess with. Because I think Nort took off. Nort left with his 3,000, but he's around if you wanted to re-recruit him again. But yeah, he took off with his reward because he didn't get any XP.
So we have Abyss's character is an elf, right? Mm-hmm. Terry's new character is just a wizard, right? Mm-hmm. Just a wizard. Sorry, Terry. A wizard. I'm a cleric. Is Terrence still playing with us?
Oh yeah, we'll find out. Yeah, because if Terrence doesn't show up, so yeah, you'll probably need a thief. Would be very useful, especially a leveling up.
Yeah,
thief. If Terrence can't make it, if it doesn't fit in, we can figure something out, because you still have those two women that you sicked on the doppelganger had a hell of a time dealing with that. So you might be able to talk them into working with you, but it might be tough. The Duchess and Candela are still around. They're both thieves. And you've got Wilf too, with the crossbowman.
Yeah, we kept Wilf.
Yep.
We'll have to negotiate his contract for the new adventure.
Yes.
Because I think we want to go. We want to just avoid it. We were getting really confusing about who we gave shares to, and half shares and no shares. And, so I think unless we think, oh, this guy's going to be great, we probably just don't do the share thing at all. For them.
All right.
Abyss said that list you were talking about was my spending on our stuff.
Nice. Yeah.
What stuff?
Yeah, Abyss had the kind of a war.
So the horses. And all that
the war wagon kind of. Yeah, war horse and the.
Okay. So is that why he's broke? He spent all that money?
Uh-oh.
Oh my gosh, Abyss. Did you want to become a cleric of Joaquin? Nice. The Team Rocket duo.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Abyss's advice was to keep the thieves as kind of a reoccurring characters. Thieves? Candela and the Duchess, the two women.
The women?
Yeah, and you guys, they'll keep showing up, and you guys have to shoo them away or give them a reason not to get in your way. They'll be your Team Rocket.
Yeah, recurring characters, that would be fun.
Okay.
I don't think I'd want to hire them necessarily.
Hiring a thief, yeah.
Well, we might need to hire a thief, but not that thief. More of a, Bilbo Baggins situation.
Yeah.
Or what's his name? Matthew Broderick in Lady Hawk kind of thing.
Right. Yes. Yeah, that works. Well, cool. Well, good. Oh, you want to do any Dune 3 talk? I think we mentioned it before we started the stream.
Dude,
we're
gonna be here another hour if we're not careful. Yeah. Dude, that trailer got me so stoked. See, I'm wondering. I feel like there's going to be a lot of time jumps because they cast. I'd already read that they cast Paul's children as older people.
Right.
Which would mean they're blending Children of Dune and Dune Messiah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
which I'm totally fine. I'm totally fine with that, because then the next step is like God Emperor of Dune type stuff, and he's walking away from the franchise after this movie, so they're probably never going to do it unless he decides to come back in 10 years or something, because
nobody's crazy enough to do that. Yeah.
Oh, what? Paul's kid is a sandworm? What's going on here?
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm super stoked because you saw the Gola with his silver eyes, like Hate, Hate was there. Like, oh yeah, and Pattinson. As soon as I heard Pattinson was in it, I was like, oh, he's playing Skytail. Guarantee he's playing Skytail, and he sure enough. And he doesn't even really look like Pattinson. They put some stuff on his face, like he looks different. So I'm really excited to see how that all goes down. And they're going to have a guild guy because he's part of the little conspiracy.
Right.
Spoilers for people who haven't read Dune Messiah.
Right.
But there's a conspiracy.
Yes.
And it involves a guild navigator, face changer, and what's her name? The Ellen Mohayim.
The Reverend Mother and the Princess.
Reverend Mother and the Princess. Yeah, although she changes, but anyway,
original.
But and they, so there's like a couple little shots. I don't know if you've watched any breakdowns of it, but there's a couple little shots of this thing being brought into rooms, and it's either Hate being brought in as like a gift, and he comes out of it because it kind of looks like a sarcophagus kind of thing,
right?
Or it's the guild navigator inside a weird hanky kind of thing, and like either way, I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
and then they're gonna do the jihad. Like looks like they're showing battles from the jihad, which they don't show. There's no like in the moment scenes of the jihad in the book. It's all like this happened, right. And a bajillion people got killed, and it's terrible and blah blah blah. But he looks like he's going to show some of that, which looks really cool to me too. That's the kind of neat thing about movies is it's a visual medium, right? So you're going to show stuff that maybe the books just talk about, I don't know. And his style, like, it always makes me shed a little tear when Chris knocks the style, because I'm like, oh man, the cinematography, this is so beautiful. Are you crazy?
Yeah, and the editor on the Dune movies is amazing too. Yeah, I really like the work he's done with having the time stuff, having to be able to convey these weird time slips, and Paul not being in the moment, like he's like seeing the future and he's watching, and then it jumps right back, and there's really good really good rhythmic and visual stuff. Yeah, it should be. And I think this is going to be a pretty big accomplishment, because it's going to end the third movie on a really big collapse. I think a lot of the problem, and maybe if your only experience with Dune is the David Lynch movie, it's like, oh, Paul's the hero that brings rain to Arrakis. Yeah. And this is going to be the downfall. And I think that's why it's important that they show the jihad, like just murdering people, like they're just taking out entire cultures. Like they have to show the really dark side of that to really get across why he has to fall, and why this Messiah thing does not work. It never works out.
Yeah. Well. And I think it's dealt with more in later books, but in Messiah they're already terraforming Arrakis.
Yep.
And that just fuck shit up.
Right. Yep. Because
that's worms, like a whole other level of tension, because some of the Fremen are like, nah, this what are we doing?
Right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Clarion, it does actually make me want to go play Dune some more.
I want to get back to that. You got to get Will out of hibernation, get him out of his
right. Maybe we can do like a limited series and get him to come back.
Oh, sure. Yeah, we promise it's only 3 sessions. Yeah. Yeah.
Because we're gonna see what's. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, because they do have the downfall. They do have written as kind of adventure in the 2D20. They have the fall of Paul. Basically the everything going to hell. So they get that far in the storyline. Yeah. Oh
yeah, and it looks like they're actually, because there was a quick scene. I only noticed it in a little breakdown video that Screen Crush guy does, where they show, it looks like the stone burner is getting used.
Yeah.
Which I won't spoil that, but it's a big deal in the book. And I thought that was what was going on in that Dune Prophecy show with the one guy's weird power where he was killing people remotely.
Right.
But that ended up being some hocus pocus.
Right.
I think it ended up being some other tech from those guys. What is it called? The tech guys.
The Talaxu. The Talaxu.
Not the Talaxu, the other ones that the Talaxu take over later on. The crazy tech guys, they're always messing around with illegal tech.
Yeah.
From planet 10 or 9 or what are they called? The Ix.
Yeah, Ixian.
The Ixian.
Right.
Because they're planet 9.
Yeah, that's right. There you go. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Oh, and Abyss, while we were talking, Abyss has blamed me for the death of his thief. I don't think that was my fault. I think that was being first level on an old school game's fault.
Yeah, there's going to be, and as you keep leveling, both whites are going to be much more terrifying, and
any level drain
character death will be super terrifying.
I think there's a certain point with if you get a character developed where if you did suffer level drain, you'd be like, just kill me.
Right. Just take me.
I'd rather be dead than go back to, second level or whatever.
Yes. Yeah, so that'll be cool. So yeah, by the end of the year, we'll have that to look forward to. Yeah, so maybe, as we're getting into fall, let's hit up Will, see how he's feeling. And
we'll see what's going on.
Dune.
We'll crack him. I'm already starting to crack him on the playing in person front, so keep working on him.
Good. Yeah, cool. All right, so come back tomorrow for our Old School Essentials. We'll pick up that campaign and see where we go from there. And are we back next Wednesday?
Week after?
Yeah, week after with Star Frontiers.
Yeah. Okay. So, what did we decide? That was like April Fool's Day.
Oh, that's right, April 1st. Oh, that's right. It'll be April 1st. That's right.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm making though, and again, this is not relevant to anyone who hasn't been on our Discord. So you should become a member or patron or whatever, and we'll share it with you.
Yes,
but I'm making the what do you call it? Dralizite beatboxers a real thing in the game. It needs to happen.
Oh no! Oh man, nice. All right, get on that Discord and find out what that's all about. Oh man. Well, cool. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. Thank you to the patrons and members for making this all possible. And we will be back tomorrow with some actual play for The Lost City. So take care and see you soon.
Bye.
Goodbye.